Yo, what up, YouTube? Welcome to the nation, and it's time for another checkpoint, another impressions. And this time we're going into, as you can clearly see, Dragon Ball Xenoverse. So where does Xenoverse stack up in terms of the Dragon Ball games? Is it worth the 60 bucks? And what are my plans for the game as a whole here on the channel as well? So I'll address the kind of latter questions first. What are my plans for it? This will not be getting a full review. It'll probably get a final impressions once I'm done with the story. Have played a little bit more of the online, and it'll just put some more just general time into it. So please be looking for that probably next week. I did pick this game up not on the Tuesday it released, but over the weekend, so a couple of days ago. So please understand that I do need a little bit more time with the game. Saying that, I do have 6 to 8 hours in the game, and here you can see a parallel quest. A parallel quest is kind of small little side missions with different objectives to help one get experience, find different items to build your character, as well as just giving you little challenges to handle, and they vary from 1 star on the way up, and they can be fairly difficult depending on what level you are when you go on the mission. So what can I say? I'm going to talk about the fighting first and foremost, since you can see it on screen. There's a minimalistic combo system, and the overall combat system in the game is pretty bare bones, and just it doesn't have a lot of depth to it as a whole. This is something that is very different from me. The last DBZ game I played was Tenkaichi 3 over on the PS2. I played all the Tenkaichis. I played all of the Budokais all over on the PS2. So again, I never played Battle of Z or any of those, so I don't know in comparison how this stands up. But in terms of those PS2 games, it doesn't have that combat depth, but it makes up for it in terms of content in general and in terms of your ability to build your own character. I mean, that's probably the biggest draw of this game. You can make your own character. As you can see, we got Casper the Ghost on deck. I ain't so friendly anymore. Nah, but I'm going in and I'm fighting, and as you can see, people come in, and it has a little flair to it for these parallel quests. The parallel quests are fun. Their biggest point to me is the grind, and to kind of take some of the time away or add a little bit of time to the story where you're not just playing straight through it. And I think it does its purpose. It adds a lot of content to the game. Now, you'll notice my character looks a certain way. I haven't really bought any of the clothes for him. I've just kind of been chilling with that. Just seeing what I can do and kind of keeping the aesthetic I like of Casper. There are 5 races for those that don't know. Frieza's race, Namekians, humans, Saiyans, and Majins. Clearly I'm a Majin, as you can see by my short fluffiness and my pink charge trail. But again, the biggest issue with the combat is that lack of depth. And the lack of depth and the customization you can do to your characters leads to another problem, which is an unbalanced system to a degree. Again, these are a lot of things I think that can be fixed in subsequent games, but at least for this point, I've seen a lot of unbalanced, just in general. And it may be that I'm very lower level and it balances out later on, but so far I haven't felt that every class is balanced. Every class can go Kaioken, except Saiyans can also, I believe, go Super Saiyan. If I remember correctly, my character does have Kaioken on him. As you can see, I just went Kaioken, and I'm going in. Take it, Goku. Take them blows. But we're about to finish up the parallel quest. And all in all, I think that the game mechanically, it's not the strongest DBZ game, but it is still a fun kind of arena arcadey fighter that you can play with your friends. At the end of a mission, you get ranks and you get XP as well as Zenny to spend. And from here, I'm going to go ahead and I'll show you all the different aspects, anyway, of the world, or the hub world that you kind of spawn into. So we'll be loading in. Loading times aren't too bad, except getting into the game. I spent half an hour plus trying to log in. But there we go with Casper. I'll show you a little bit of my player data. And apparently I chose to close it really quickly. But as you can see, I went online. I've played 10 matches or so. I've lost 7. The majority of the ones I've lost were against people of higher levels than me. You can choose to either place people in a similar level or not. You can see kind of customization in terms of outfits here. You can definitely take a look at building your character specifically with clothes that will augment that. You have Z-Souls, which again can give you an effect that again pushes your gameplay style. You can boost your attributes and build your character in a way so that it's much more customized to you. I'm very much a person that uses my fist more so and strikes rather than beam attacks or Kai based attacks, so please recognize that. They have items, so again, you can fit your playstyle just a little bit better than you can chat in this hub world. And this area I'm currently in is the online sector, where you will be playing with people, meeting up with people. If the game worked online and didn't say the servers were down constantly, I'm gonna need you to fix that, but that again can be fixed in time when the game, once the game loses a little bit of popularity. It's not directly at launch. Or maybe that's just the PS4 version. Now we're going to head on over to the industrial sector, which is where you will buy most of your items. Now I can start answering, is this game worth the money? From a content standpoint, yes, this game is worth $60. You will have plenty of time to invest into your character and invest in the game to really make them how you want. Here in the industrial sector, again, you can see all the different shops, the clothing shops, accessory items, skill shops. I actually head over to the skill shops. You get masters to kind of get their moves as well. So as you saw Gohan there, I've talked with Piccolo. You can see the different moves that you can pick up. Again, Super Saiyan is only available for Saiyans. They don't have any transformations for, say, Namekians, Majins, or the Frieza race, which is to me just a problem. I would understand humans being able to go Kaioken, and I think that you should be able to be given the option, especially since you can't make a Kid Buu-like person, you should be able to at least transform into one. Similarly with Namekians, you should be able to get those power boosts. There you saw the World Tournament area, and this is kind of the central area for story-based stuff and story mission type deals. Again, Team Gohan, you see there if I wanted him to be my mentor. This is where you actually go for story missions. Here you'll meet up with Trunks, the story very quickly. Time is being altered, the timeline, and you're tasked with fixing it. From there, I'm not going to talk anymore because the story is worth playing through. Is it something new and groundbreaking? No, but it is a different flair on the DBZ tale that we've come to know, especially having playing a bunch of the games, and it is worth playing through and definitely checking out. And I do find myself being entertained and it catching my interest. But here we go into it. You can see how far I am into the game. I'm about 67% through the story. I've been focusing heavily on the story, and I'm at the Majin Buu Saga, or at least the first mission of that. But is this game worth $60? That's the question. 60 bones. That moolah. Is it worth the change? Yes, from a content standpoint. If you're not a DBZ fan, I would tell you not to necessarily pick the game up. This isn't going to change it, I think, too dynamically. If you're not in DBZ but have played the Budokai game or seen them and it looks interesting, pick the game up. If you have friends to play with, pick the game up. If you're a DBZ fan, definitely pick the game up. As you can see, at a level 31 with 61% of the story done, I've been having fun with the game and I've been enjoying it, and I've put 8 hours into it and I find myself losing track. There is a grind to it, so if you don't like grinds, please recognize that. But all in all, I think this game, after I play a little bit more time, maybe it might surprise me. So please be looking out for my final impressions this weekend or early next week. But I want to say goodbye to everybody, and just remember, Casper is a friendly ghost. All right, y'all. It's always okay to be a little bit awkward. Peace.